So the first one is stand up when an older person walks in the room, especially an older person who is like in your group, who's someone who you know. It's really important.
I guess a lot of these are based on how you act around older people, because that is such a big thing here, is to show respect to older people, whether they're in your family or strangers.
They actually have a word that doesn't translate into English, hyodo, which means treat your elders well, treat your parents well. It's just a basic verb in Korean. And I've heard a lot of things about how this comes from Yugyo, which is Confucianism, Confucius. Confucius is Gongja. That's his name in Korean. But a lot of this comes from that kind of culture. So standing up when they walk in, and obviously, bowing to them when you see them, things like that. It's definitely an unspoken rule. If you don't, it's kind of like the equivalent of saying, "Oh, hi, Jeremy," and then I'm just like,
yeah.
It's about that equivalent.
Even like when let's say you're sitting in a restaurant and you're waiting for like your grandma to come, and she's the last one to come, and you guys are all already sitting and maybe eating because she's late for some reason. She walks in, you guys all have to get up and kind of like bow.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, "Oh, 안녕하세요."
That's your grandma, not their grandma, unless they're Korean.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe you don't have to do that to your grandparents.
I have to do that for my grandma. Actually, I don't even do it. Whatever.
Yeah, her grandma's a little bit more relaxed with it, but depending on the situation, it can be that way.
Yeah.
And what was the second one?
The second one was...
eating.
Yeah.
You do not start eating until the oldest person at the table begins eating. Now, it's not always this way. It doesn't always have to be this way, and depending how close you are with these people, it isn't that way.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, if you, especially if you have a Korean person that you're dating, or a friend that's Korean, and you go to their house to eat dinner, it's generally polite to wait to start eating until the oldest person has picked up their chopsticks. Actually, that is the beginning of, that's like ready, on your mark, get set, go.
Eat.
Yeah, that's the go button for me in my head. So that's an unspoken rule too.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was the next one?
Handing people things.
Oh, yeah. In general, when you hand things to people, it's best to do it with two hands like this. For example, if I'm holding my credit card or something, I even do this when I'm in public at a convenience store and I give it to them with two hands like this, and that's considered polite.
Or like this.
Yeah, so you're involving both hands in the process. There's all deep cultural meanings for that, and it sort of relates back to old Korea, and that I heard that they used to have these very long sleeves. Hanbok, yeah, they would have very long sleeves, and so this motion was a way of holding their sleeve out of the way to give something to someone.